Today we are talking about why Carson City sucks.
But this whole place sucks.
Stinks, right? I mean, I grew up there and I can't stand the place.
The guy's born and raised. He knows everything about the city and he can't stand it.
Nah, we're just kidding.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
These are just some reasons maybe you might not want to go to Carson,
Exactly.
but also maybe why you might want to go to Carson.
Absolutely. Top 5 cons, Carson City. Stay tuned. Welcome to the channel, guys, or welcome back to the channel.
Yeah.
I'm Joe Hanich.
I'm Ryan Chicvara.
Guys, we're doing everything Northern Nevada.
Yeah, we're licensed real estate agents out here, and so want to give all that information out to potential clients, or if you're just interested in the area, right?
Absolutely. So if you guys are moving out here, you got to call us, text us, email us, all that fun stuff. We are the guys on the other line, or other end of the line. So this one, we're going to jump right into it. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the top 5 cons of Carson City, or things we might not like about it.
Yeah,
right?
the worst things about it. We always talk about how great Carson City is. Ryan is born and raised, Carson City native.
I was born to rule the 7 kingdoms.
So obviously he has the insight that is going to be better than anybody else.
Yes, but let's get right into it. Our number one thing, right? It is a small town, right?
Tiny little town.
Small town vibes, right? I came up here for college, shout out University of Nevada, wearing the hat today, and never went back, right? I just like the Reno being a little bit bigger. So Carson's population, 60,000 people, right? And so with it, there's kind of a lack of resources, a lack of entertainment, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if you're somebody who needs, the best bars, the shopping, right, the restaurants, the grocery stores, you need a dozen of them to go to, Carson City's just not going to have it. But that being said, grocery stores in Carson City, you're going to have your Safeways, you're going to have your freaking Rayleighs, you're going to have grocery stores, your Walmarts.
Yeah, exactly. You've got a Costco there as well, right? So
Costco.
It's not like it's a barren wasteland, right? But just fewer options.
Exactly.
So there's
Trader Joe's is there.
Yeah, it's right up on the hill. There's no Whole Foods though for those enthusiasts. There's no Sprouts down there or whatever. But
exactly,
it's still got exactly what you
whatever
need,
you need.
right?
You're going to be able to find it there.
Oh, yeah. I need some of that.
And if not, guess what? Reno's 25 minutes away.
Yeah.
Bars, restaurants, breweries. I will say there, again, there's not going to be as many as we have here in Reno, Nevada. There are a couple fantastic ones. Great Basin is there as well.
Yep, Shoe Tree Brewing down there. So yeah, I don't know. The area is on the up and up. I will say that, right? There's more options than ever before. When I was growing up, you had your Chili's, your Applebee's. Those were our nights out as a family, right? Like we're getting to go to a nice dinner. Now you do have options like Great Basin down there that was previously the Union. There's some fantastic spots with the Italian spot that Mark Esti's doing down there as well, blanking right now. And then the Fandango Casino, right? The movie theater is attached to that. It's an IMAX, all that sort of different stuff. And they have great options for dining in that casino as well. So
love that. Now, as far as casinos go, they're not going to have the high-rise casinos like we have here in Reno.
Yeah.
So your spas, your different things that casinos offer, your buffets, your whatever, not going to have as many options and or choices in Carson as you would here in town.
Yeah, and they actually got rid of the buffet that was in the Fandango after COVID. I think it just never opened back up. So one of the things that they're utilizing differently down there now. But who knows? Maybe it'll come back by the time you see this video. So
definitely. There you have it, guys. Number one, lack of resources, small town.
Just a small town vibe, but that could be for you. Who knows?
Jumping into number 2.
Is it too conservative, Joe?
I don't think it's too conservative, but it definitely is more conservative compared to Big Brother here in Reno, Nevada.
Yeah,
I would say.
And we've touched on politics before in some of our different videos. We know that's important to a lot of people. Basically, Washoe County and Clark County, the Las Vegas area, Washoe County being Reno, are the only 2 areas in the state that typically are always blue.
Yeah.
The rest of the state is red, right? So Carson City being part of that, a little bit more conservative down there during the Nevada Day Parade. You definitely are seeing a little bit more cheering for the Republican side of things down there.
Diggity dog. So, we could jump in and dive into this and say why it's great, why it's not great. We're going to leave that up to you guys. But just know that it is going to be a little bit more
And
red than it is blue.
Yeah, and that being said, I don't think if you're, you lean more to the liberal side or the blue side of things, that you're ever just going to feel like you're
An
a fish out of
outcast.
water or
Definitely.
something. But just wanted to put that out there, right? That if you are a little bit more conservative, maybe Carson's for you.
And Ryan and I like to give it to you straight, right? We don't want to mess around and try to steer you in one direction or the other.
Yeah.
We'll give you the facts. You guys deal with it however you want. If you want more information, us to dive a little bit deeper, shoot us a message, right? Call us, text us, leave a comment down below, whatever you need to do. But let's move into number 3.
Number 3, schools, or basically a lack thereof, right?
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it, because the schooling down there itself is by no means bad in the state, right? As far as the way they're graded, but there's just a lack of schools, right? So there's only
Exactly.
6 elementary schools, there's 2 middle schools, and there is just a 1 high school, right? So you don't have a choice.
Ryan went through the whole education system at Carson.
Exactly.
Higher education here in Reno, Nevada. Turned out just fine.
I think so. I think
out just fine.
Yeah, I can still answer quite a bit of questions on Jeopardy
There
every
we go.
night. So I think they did pretty well with me there personally, but just a lack of options, right?
Yes.
Especially, we compare a lot of things between Reno and Carson, and coming up here with a number of high schools in general being, I think there's more high schools in Reno than there are total schools.
Yeah.
Elementary, middle, and high school
Absolutely.
in Carson, right? So,
Absolutely. As far as private schools, I don't think Carson City, as of right now, has any options to go private. Could change in the future, but as of right now, they do not. So,
Yep.
schools, lack of choices.
And that all comes sort of back to our same point of number 1, right? It's just you small town vibes.
Yeah.
You're a 1 high school town, right?
Yeah.
Not a 1 stoplight, luckily, right? We've heard of those before, but 1 high school town. So
Definitely. Number 4, we're talking real estate.
Imagine that.
We are real estate agents, and it's one of the cons here. And why the heck is it one of the cons?
well, because there's a lack of real estate, right?
Definitely. Inventory is extremely low
Yeah.
right now. We will say price point wise, the median home price is $490 at the moment. 2 years ago, that's going to be up about $70,000.
I think we said it was $415 when we looked previously. So
Obviously, the scheme of things, $490, $475, it's not that expensive. For locals, for the area, it is pretty expensive.
yeah, and Reno's $550 at this point in time, right? So you're $60K less than Reno.
Yep.
But that being said, we've just seen all of Northern Nevada take that trend, right? So, I mean, you're talking Fernley, Fallon, Dayton, all these places where homes were so affordable before have all seen that rise.
Definitely.
So it's kind of just along with the trend. It's not like Carson is now an outlier of, holy crap, it got so expensive there, what the hell happened? It's Northern Nevada as a whole.
Absolutely.
So-
And I think that trend isn't going to go anywhere in the near future.
Yeah, we get a lot of people reaching out, right, who are not unsure and might want to rent for a little while or whatever, and
Yeah.
to each their own, right? Sometimes renting makes a lot of sense, but being from here and seeing the growth of everything, including Tesla and all that stuff, it's like it doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah.
So
And if Gavin Newsom continues doing what he's doing, he's been our best business partner to date.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gavin. We appreciate you so very much.
Yeah.
Keep sending them our way. But real estate, number 4, con. Jumping into number 5,
is the weather.
the weather. It's blizzards all the time, or it's scorching sun, or the wind is just blowing too hard.
Yep.
We have people that, yes, do complain about the weather often. Again, Carson City is going to be identical to Reno. Maybe a little windier.
I'd say potentially a little bit windier depending on where you're at, just because you're in a smaller sort of valley, if you will.
Yeah.
You do get the wind that whips down every now and again. It's certain days, certain weeks, right? There's going to be a couple days where you're like, man, this sucks. But
Yeah.
for the most part, it's not something you're thinking about daily of how windy it is.
Definitely. But that also being said, there are some people that are,
No wind at all. Yeah.
whatsoever.
Can't,
So
can't deal with it.
check
right?
Carson
So-
City off the list.
And that goes with just weather in general, right? We do get all 4 seasons. The summers are hot. We do hit 100. Some people love that. Some people hate that, right?
Yeah. Again, I think, over 300 days of sunshine a year. The weather-wise, we have some of the best weather in the nation, I would say.
Yeah.
It's funny, we just had Easter Sunday, right? Yesterday or 2 days ago, and then Saturday. It finally feels like spring
Yeah.
is upon us because we hit about 77, I think it got to.
Yeah, and if you've watched our videos before, we touch on weather a lot just because people reaching out are typically, you know, being from an area where if you're from Vegas, you're like, it's just hot all the time. If I'm from here, it's cold all the time, right? We get it all. And so a week prior to Easter, I think it snowed on the Friday, very light dusting, right? But it's cold, it's snowing, and then a week later, it's 77, and I'm wearing shorts.
Seriously, getting sunburned. You might be able to see my face is a
Joking.
little red. I got a little sunburn. And sometimes we get all 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah.
That we'll get sun, snow, you know, all of it, sunshine.
Yeah, it's definitely a place where you're going to want to check the weather, especially if you've got kids and you're sending them off to school because throughout the day they might be changing outfits at school, basically, as far as putting on the jacket, taking the jacket off, right? And so
I just was talking at daycare today. We went there with no jacket, and I'm like, maybe throw a jacket on them when they're playing soccer outside.
Yeah.
But it's so true. Weather-wise, I think it's amazing. Could be a con to some people, so we had to mention it because we didn't mention it in our last video about Reno.
And those are, about Carson on this one. But
Yeah.
those are kind of our top 5 cons or things you personally might dislike about Carson City, Nevada. I personally love it. Born and raised, my hometown.
It's great. Yeah, it's a great little city. And if, again, you guys want any more info, reach out to us. If you are new to the channel, take a look at our videos because we have a plethora of videos all of Northern Nevada.
Yeah.
You might find out that we've already shot a video for it. Take a look.
Yeah, absolutely. Till the next one.
Till the next one.